Hi, everyone. It's Linda with the promise video I'm doing today. Hold on one second. How many days till midterms? I've got several things to tell you. 70, so this is wrong. It's 70 days till midterms. Okay. So I had a doctor's appointment. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And I got the news about Dolly Parton. I just really loved her. I have never met her. I know a lot of people that worked with her and knew her, and she was just as beautiful as you can imagine, just as sweet and lovely. She was born January 19th, 1948. She died today at the age of 80. Her parents just had a little shack. Her daddy paid for her delivery with a bag of cornmeal or corn flour. And it's interesting, Ken Burns was talking about her because he did the country music thing. And he said, it's interesting. Yeah, they were dirt poor, but they never thought of themselves as poor. They had so much love in the home and they were very spiritual. And she said her mama used to sing those good old country songs, with the mountain voice that they brought over from Europe. It's very interesting. And they all told stories, these songs. But yeah, so heaven's got an angel today. And no, I'm not going to read on her in a mediumship. I'm going to give her some time to hook up with her family. There's a lot of kinfolk there. She had just wrote on some social thing that I read where she said, well, doctor said I should have taken better care of myself while I was taking care of Carl, her husband, who died last year, because apparently something was going on with her kidneys. And the other interesting fact is she never did have children. She wanted children. Her and Carl, in the beginning of their relationship, tried, but she had real bad endometriosis, and then she had to have a hysterectomy. And she just said, I guess the Lord just decided I wasn't to have children. So that's the kind of energy that keeps you alive. I'm telling you right now, it keeps you going. So God bless you, Dolly Parton. We will all psychically, intuitively, and spiritually send loving kisses up to you in heaven, because knowing you're up there overseeing us gives us peace. And God bless. I am friends with her sister, not real friends, I follow her. I love her sister. Her sister's a little kick in the butt. But God bless her family, because they all loved her terribly. So anyway, so God bless Dolly Parton. And I could look at her later, but I'm not going to look at her now because I just don't feel it's proper to, for me, it feels like intrusive. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then I wanted to tell you guys, which is weird. And some of you were writing me, by the way, and saying I predicted a very famous singer dying. And I felt like it had been country and western. I had said country and western. Some of you will write me, tell me you remember that. Listen, if you don't write me and tell me what you remembered, I don't remember because I forget as soon as I say it. But if I did prophesize that, that's a sad one. Okay, so now I want to tell you about this dream I had last night. Woke me up out of a dead sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, startled me awake. And I dreamt that a light engine plane hit a Boeing 747 American Airlines passenger plane. And as I saw it, it was going to happen. I thought, oh my God, that light plane's going to hit this passenger plane. I'm watching it. And you could hear the crash. And the light plane broke off in pieces and fell straight down. The American Airlines, and I remember specifically, it was American Airlines. The right wing had been totally seared off, had no wing, and it was turning. but it wasn't like going straight down. It was still moving forward. It was going like that. And I remember thinking it seemed like it was a ways away, but it was getting closer and closer. And I remember feeling scared and I thought, uh-oh, you better get out of the way. It's coming towards you. But it was just, oh, God bless all those people. You were witnessing the deaths of a lot of people. So that was my dream, woke me up at 2 a.m., totally startled. I think it's interesting that it was American Airlines. Is that something to do with America? Was it some sort of prophecy? Like a wing getting seared off? The right wing? I just want to put it out there. I'm not a dream interpreter, but I just want to put it out there. It woke me up that very rarely do I get woke up out of a dead sleep for a dream. And then glad it was just a dream. Okay, so I would really want to take a look and thank you. I found out a way to put in for you all to get a hold of me.
35-year-old former.
Okay, I want to here I am. Here we are. And here we are. Somebody wrote me and told me that Trump's press secretary actually was on the decoy flight. The regime reported she was not to stop the rumors that she quit because Trump left her on the decoy. Their full story is that she was still on maternity leave and was not on the trip. However, when they went to Turkey, I Googled it. She was with them and it was confirmed per the attached. She gave me some link. So anyway, okay. Somebody said that. So um and as far as APAC, some people are writing, it's so sad because people have always loved the Jewish community. And in America, the Jewish community isn't for the killing of children. They're just not for it. But Netanyahu has no problem with his people talking on the internet saying, oh, yeah, let them all die. So I really think Jeffries, who's taking over $1 million, he gave this big spiel about how he's not taking anything off the table. Just because Jared asked for a meeting, just because he talked to him doesn't mean they're not. But he again didn't say anything about, oh, and by the way, I'm going to stop taking money from APAC. Because APAC, yeah, they get money from America, but they have under the table stuff to be able to feed them. But they're feeding these people, congressional people, so they got rid of 2 people who were running that were not happy about Gaza. They got rid of them by throwing money. So just FYI, okay? You do what you need to do. You do you. Okay, here we go. Oops, sorry. I can't figure out who I am, what day it is today. Here we go. I definitely figured out how to post this and I got almost 300 questions. So I finally figured it out. Okay, so let's do the questions. All right. Leslie said, will the death of Dolly Parton today feel like all the love and light just went out of the world? No, no, of course not. Of course not. I thought it was possible she would grieve herself to death. Such a loving and generous soul. May she rest in peace with Carl. And she's not dead. She's alive. She's connected to the realm. She's more alive now. Listen, if anybody lived by the word of God, it was her. And let me tell you, heaven just got an angel. And they love her over there too. So, we weren't personally in their lives. We don't know what she struggled with. I'm sure she mourned her husband, but she had said in her post that she had not taken good care of herself while her husband was so ill. So and if it's kidneys, you know how kidneys do. They just, once they start going down, they keep going. Rest in peace, Dolly. Yeah. A lot of people are writing about Dolly. Okay, so Snooki, she said, will Marc Elias win every lawsuit he files before the election about and protect our votes? He works. I give money to him, you guys. Marc Elias. I watched a video he did yesterday. It was so good. He really calmed me down. And I was trying to let you all know that even though the Supreme Court um, did that, yeah, we'll go ahead and let them, the post office is going to do a lot of stuff that they have no business doing. And there will be a real stop on it because I feel that they almost think they're entitled to because Trump said so. Uh, Chat just told me because I have them keep an eye on any news coming out, and they're saying right now the midterms are status quo. Right now, everything is the same. So it's poor Mark is getting a little bit wary. He's got a lot of strength behind him and with him. This is him holding the cup of life. Uh, keep sending money if you can afford it. I send money. He's working hard, and here's a lot of accolades and a lot of wins. Um, News is coming, and look at this. Yay! He's riding on the horse of success. He will win whatever he's putting out there. I'm telling you right now. I can't remember how many he's won so far. But they're going to be able to. I also heard that you only have 90 days till the general election to change anything. And apparently the 90 days hits tomorrow for the general election. So they won't be allowed to change the general election. So, okay. Marc Elias will win every lawsuit he files. And I see more people filing lawsuits. I feel states. I see Governor Gavin Newsom filing lawsuits. Okay, will Todd Blanche, this is from Joe, will Todd Blanche be sanctioned by the judge in Katie Fing's Epstein file case for not turning over? I've often thought yes, but let me double check it. Be sanctioned. I just keep hearing yes. Let's double check. Could it just be monetary? Strength? Um, Come on. He will be upset. And maybe even by the springtime, he's in a lot of trouble. Todd Blanche is. He's in a lot of trouble by spring. Hold on. Let me do my prediction deck real quick. Two questions real quick, okay? This voting fiasco going on with the post office, will that be stopped? Well, they have to give the list. This voting fiasco. A good outcome. Holding the heart, a good outcome. Betrayed backstab, which America feels, and a planned outcome. Interesting. It looks good. Now, let me throw real quick on Todd Blanche. Will Todd Blanche be in trouble for the things he's done? New rules, policy, and scandals. I think a lot of things are because of the Trump regime that a lot of things will be changed. Evidence of scandal. A lot of this is coming out. But will Todd Blanche be exited stage left? Will he be exited? Fire heat wave. Yeah, a lot of things will be burned into his pachikas. Okay, so some say police are involved in the spat of lynchings of Black kids in the South. I wouldn't doubt it because there's a lot of police departments that are very, very racist. Will people behind these lynchings of Black kids be revealed, face justice? Absolutely. I see big trials, but it's not till next year. I don't know how they find out who they are, but it's next year. I just got that. Uh, People are saying that the world seems empty without Dolly Parton. Yes, but she was 80 years old, you know. She's back with her husband now and she's not dead. She's an angel of light. And look at the good she did. They said that Dolly Parton land gets billions of people visiting. So that's fantastic. I just think, you know, her goodness will stay with us. She was a prime example of what goodness is. We don't have too many people holding up that plaque. How is the Minnesota governor, Tim Walz, doing? Has he been threatened all the time? Why is he resigning? Will his family remain safe? Yes. And I see them kind of going underground. Things will brighten up after next year. He might come out again, do some work for this nation, but he's tired. Give me Tim Walz. Give me Tim Walz. Sweet Dolly. Her daddy gave a bed of uh, or a bag of corn flour for her birth. Tim isn't under stress. He might even be sick. Look at this. He's under a lot of shock and he's tired. I'm telling you. Let's let him go and let him be safe. Um, okay, this is a good one from Jan. With the swearing in of the new Congress in January 2027 be peaceful? And here Trump is 82. Swearing in. 2027. Be peaceful. I see a mass amount of people marching and saying, do it. It looks good. Here's the swearing in. It looks good as provided, as tradition. Yep. That might even be Johnson actually doing the right thing. Let's look at these. Tonight, I think I'm going to watch Steel Magnolia. I think Jane Fonda is 88 years old. Shirley MacLaine, I think, is 90. Okay. Swearing in of Congress. Worldwide, or so a lot of people will be watching this. Security cameras. Big city. Interesting. I can't read this as good. Food shortages. This could be one of the reasons that everybody gets kicked out. And they're coming in and they're going to do a good job of it. So I see it happening. Uh, where is Cash Patel? I'd like him to be gone. Where is Cash Patel? Where is Cash Patel? He's staying low. He's staying low. I feel Trump's got his eye on him. Trying to make money. He's staying low. He's back and forth. He's maintaining an equilibrium. He he's trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat. He's looking for magic. You know, his girlfriend lost that big lawsuit. She sued someone for saying that she was an Israel fake or something, and she lost. And she gets mad at him, trust me. Yeah, I heard sailors are supposed to sign an NDA before leaving the ship. Marianne said so. How will that work out? I don't care what you sign. It's under duress, and down the road, they will release all that and say, just tell us what happened. I still see James Tallarico winning. Yeah. What's the sizzle said? Vote like your life depends on it. They start pulling this stuff. Let me tell you, I don't care what they say. The American people have the last word, and they will come out in droves and vote and not take any prisoners. They're not going to, they don't care who's standing there, ICE or whatever. Um, will the dad of the sailor currently on the SS Abraham Lincoln be released? I just heard yes, but let me double check. I almost feel like special circumstances, like they're saying it's a bad look for us, so we better let him get out. Yeah, he'll be released. He'll be released. He's very upset though. Um, yes. Will this Supreme Court ruling affect the midterms? No. Will there be a huge turnout for the Dems in spite of these obstacles? Even better. The more they play with us, the more we play with them. Doug Ford, isn't he something? I love what he has to say. You know, he says the rump can kiss his rear. CJ just said, please remind listeners to vote no matter what. Vote, vote, vote. And you know, it's a lot of Republicans that vote via mail. So why would they want to screw that up? I see Tallarico, let's double check, being sworn in as senator. They're going to try to cheat. That I know. They're already trying to cheat. They were really happy about the Supreme Court decision, but I feel like it breaks in half. I just feel like it can't hold water. Tallarico, will you get sworn in as a U.S. Senator? Tallarico, will you get sworn in as a U.S. Senator? Yes, look at this. Celebrate me home. Celebrate and success. Hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. Uh, what message does Diana have for Harry and Meghan? She loves her son, Harry. I just heard Harry needs to stand up for himself. He's a pretty powerful energy for him, and he does a lot of things, but it's a lot of stuff that she encourages him to do. He needs to be a man and stand up for himself. Did William try to take the mom's property and claim that it belongs to the kingdom? No, I don't see, because I see Harry with his inheritance. No, no. Okay. Yeah, I saw that Iran put a $10 billion bounty on Barron Trump. I don't see Barron being taken out. I see him being very cautious though, but I don't see him being taken out. Weird. I'm telling you, even after Trump's gone, all these family members need to be very careful. But I don't see Barron being taken out. What? Catherine said, I feel Dolly will help us beyond. Remember the Georgia Guidestones stating the population should be drastically reduced? Is this why all the food contamination and environmental regulations are being broken left and right? No, it's because Trump is a piglet and his people don't want to spend money on taking care of other human beings. Um, I know what you're feeling, Rebecca. She says for the first time, she's ashamed of being an American. How long until we worked with and are trusted again? It's going to take a couple of years when the new president comes in. Nancy said, Dolly Parton lived the commandment to love thy neighbor and sent 250,000, 250 million free books to children, paid for college for her Dollywood employees, put up and sent money to develop COVID vaccine, funded and was a silent producer for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And she wrote Jolene, which is a perfect song. I've been sobbing since I heard the news. Oh, that's so beautiful. And listen, she wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You on the same night she woke up. She would wake up and write songs. She wrote those two songs. And that guy she was working with, that she wanted to get away from, she knew he wouldn't listen to her. So she said, I better write a song. And she wrote that song. When she sang it to him, he said, oh my God, that's the best song you've ever written. He says, okay, you do what you want to do, but you let me produce that song. And of course, Whitney Houston made it fantastic. Uh, will Congress do its job? And absolutely, Congress do its job and stop the tariffs. As soon as they get put in there, they're going to start ASAP. Let me look at Canadian tariffs. Is Trump going to be able to hold that up, or is he going to talk up? Let's look at the Canadian tariffs. Canadian tariffs. People live close to their chest. This is not going to be easy for America. But look at this. Something happens probably by the end of this year. So I wouldn't doubt if he's kicked over. Yeah, just wait, you guys. Even by the end of September, we should get some news. I love Dolly Parton saying, she said, um, what did she say? I'm not stupid and I'm not a blonde. Oh, wow. Aaron Parnas just reported that the United States just has 41 days left of crude oil. With that said, do you see prices skyrocketing? Yeah, they're still going to go up, but I see more crude oil coming in from our own resources. Interesting. Um, the American Bar Association, ABA, is trying to find out who exactly is involved with proposing, drafting, and approving Orange Fawn Schitt's executive orders, while the ABA states that the White House is not immune from discovery. The response have been that there has to be a sufficient showing of need. Will they and the US public find out who exactly is advising him to create all these things? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And listen, that little chihuahua of his, what's her name? The youngin', the diaper changer. She's involved in a lot of this. Um, Wendy just said, Linda, thank you. I've never seen a post asking for questions. Thank you to Aiden, my friend Aiden. He's the one that showed me how to do it right. Aiden has a lot of videos to help you if you're in a YouTube channel, what to do. He's a doll. Go to his page and look for it. AIDEN. I often have a half a dozen questions. I'm in the UK, but have kids living in the States. Oh, so sorry, honey. They're going to be okay. This will be over with soon enough. Will Major Jason Watson face criminal charges for calling for the impeachment? He won't be able to. They'll try, but it's free speech. No. Will Sherrod Brown, win the race in Ohio? I think he's got more luck now than he had before because people were still loving Trump before. They're not loving him now. Sherrod Brown, are you going to win the Ohio Senate race? Yes or no? Okay. God is with us and with him. He doesn't even know right now. Strength, waiting for it to happen patiently. This is success. This is good news. Success and good news. Oh my God, the outcome is the 10 of cups. Hello, take that to the bank. He wins. He wins. Will Katie Payne make any progress this year in forcing the DOJ to release the remaining unredacted files? I'm almost feeling towards the end of the year. They're going to fight her tooth and nail, but she's going to come back even stronger. I see people celebrating her as a hero. What will be the consequences of exposing the lack of combat readiness between not feeding the sailors moving ships and leaving gaps in coverage and knowing it will take years to repair ships due to neglect? Oh, listen, I think Trump is already looking at Hedgehog as a possible get rid of because he realizes the overwhelming evidence that's coming out against him. He'll blame him for this Iran war. He'll blame him for losing it, even though he just said, do it, and I don't care about the details. Um, um, Sometimes I wonder if we are not asking the election questions correctly. Instead of asking who will win, maybe we should ask whether certified winner. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. How dire, threat of hope, how dire will the food insecurity shortages be in the US this year between the recalls, non-regulated pesticides, just on and on? Let's look at food. There's a lot of starvation going on in other countries. Yes, the overseas military will vote, and trust me, they're not going to vote for Trump. Someone just felt pretty sure you predicted the transition of a well-known entertainer, but I could have swore I said country western. But was this a year before? Okay. You know, she even wore her makeup to bed. She said, I never take my makeup off. She said, what if there's a fire and I have to run out and then all kinds of people around me? I got to keep my makeup on. I love her. My daughter had a stepmother that was like that. Nobody ever saw her without her makeup on. Me, whatever. Okay, so let's look at the food insecurities. A lot of generous people helping others. Okay, so a lot of back and forth with the food. Look at all this money coming towards food. Food insecurity. Um, we might have to put it out there a little bit, you know. We'll be careful about it, but it looks like it's going to be okay. I see people just stopping with meat, eat chicken or fish. I see people stopping with the meat because they're scared to death. The only one who won't buy meat from this foreign thing, whatever it is, or horse meat or whatever, is Costco. Don't worry, Oregon. Oregon's saying we only have mail voting. It's going to be on the books. Don't worry. It's coming back. I don't care what these guys say. They'll try to act like Supreme Court called it. No, they didn't. They even said on the thing that they signed that, yeah, no, okay, yeah, we can, the U.S. Post Office, since it's a time constraint, which it wasn't because they came up with the new rules the Friday, the day they went and released this. But they even said, but if your state has issues with this, you can sue accordingly. And they're all going to sue. Yes, the USAID will be restored after the regime change. Everybody's talking about how much they love Dolly. Hakeem came out to clarify his visit with Kushner. Yes, he did. And he said there's nothing on the table that says we're not going to pursue your people for what you've done to us. But he also didn't say anything about AIPAC taking the money and anything about it's the injustice done to, if there has been a statement by him saying injustice is done to get Gaza, send it to me, grendel9103@gmail.com. Um, that's so true, Caroline. Dolly Parton was one of the last things nearly all Americans loved. You know, that's so funny you said that, Cindy. Cindy said any chance Saudi will double cross Trump and not let him escape there? Absolutely, yes. I might have said this earlier, but I saw Saudi Arabia, especially when he's a nobody, get him off our land, get him away. That's what I saw. Will ICE be at the voting locations? I do see some ICE, but it's going to be a nothing burger because there's too many people out there. Maybe even the National Guard, but Trump is going to try, but he's not going to be able to intimidate. Do you see Canada cutting off the power supply to any of the states, driving up the cost of energy, retaliation to the tariffs? Can I tell you, I don't see it, and I almost feel they feel sorry for the people is why they don't do it. They're going to hit in other ways that's going to affect Trump. We get most of our gas from Canada, but I'm not seeing them cut off power to people. I don't see that. Oh, I know you spoke a little bit about Lindsay Clancy murder trial. Today, the psychiatrist for the behavioral of FBI basically said she knew what she was doing. I wasn't sure from what you said the other day, will she be insane or will she'll be convicted is what I said. But I feel she really had a bad case of postpartum depression because as I said in my last video, I witnessed a charge nurse that came back with her baby. Her mother was with her. And we were all happy to see the baby and we were saying hi. And all of a sudden, I just saw her face change. It was like she was someone else. It was almost like she turned into a demon and her mom knew, uh-oh, I got to get her out of here. It was really weird. So I witnessed that postpartum depression and it's for real. I honestly think, but my thing is to take out three children. That's the hard part for the jury to get over. But I see her convicted. Is it to a mental establishment? I don't know, but I do see her convicted. Okay. I feel good about James Tallarico and Trump always making fun. He's always making names, but if you dare make a name about him, you're terrible. Yeah, Social Security will be locked down once the new administration comes in. It's going to be locked down. Oh, interesting. Sally said, U.S. plane arriving in Moscow today, reportedly with CIA director on board. What's the purpose? Putin needs money and weapons. Putin needs to have the CIA director warn Trump, if you dare put a nuke towards Iran, we will wipe him off the faces of the earth, just like what North Korea said. I feel Putin's not feeling very well, but I also feel him not almost like hating Trump right now. He's got a message to give to Trump, and it's not very good. Oh, yes. Chris just said, I watched Marc Elias on Democracy Docket explain how they will be challenging this decision, but at a very least, it sets up an angle for the Trump administration to challenge election results. The USPS is in Trump's pocket, so all the other federal offices overseeing voting integrity. It's up to the states so it doesn't hand red states a way to swing an election. Remember, I was telling you that the red states who probably should have gone blue are in a tough spot because they're running it. The redheads are running it. I'm almost feeling like we still may lose some of the red states illegally, but I feel like, Gavin Newsom is like, F you. We're doing it this way, and this is how it's going to do. I just see a big, huge loss for Trump and his regime. All right, you guys, I don't like this to go over too long because, you know, because I'm lazy. I'll probably be back tomorrow. It's always nice to do it in little tidbits. And you can just keep adding to these questions. Yep, that was the problem. I was doing it wrong, the way I was asking you guys to answer questions. Okay, I love you all. I'll catch you on the other side. Cheers.